How to create the product videos with Google Veo 3. Hello everyone, and welcome back. In today's video, I'll be walking you through a complete step-by-step tutorial on how you can create stunning, professional-looking product videos using Veo 3, Google's advanced AI-powered video tool. Veo 3 is accessible through both the Gemini and Flow platforms, and the great thing is that you can get started using any of Google's AI subscription plans. Even if you're just starting out, don't worry, you can begin with a free plan as well. The free version gives you a limited number of credits to experiment with and try out the features. To get started, simply head over to deepmind.google and you'll find options to try Veo either in Gemini or Flow. For this tutorial, I'll be using Flow, so I'll go ahead and click on Create with Flow. This action will open up a new tab, where you'll be taken directly into the workspace where you can begin building your product video. One of the most exciting features of Veo 3 is its ability to create visually stunning, hyper-realistic videos with cinematic-style scenes. What makes this tool even more powerful is its capability to take a static product image and convert it into a dynamic video. For example, here's an original product image of my makeup model, and using Veo 3, I was able to transform that single image into this animated video clip. This short video is incredibly helpful for promoting products on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. These types of short, eye-catching visuals are great for boosting engagement and driving sales. So let's return to our Flow dashboard, where I've already signed into my account. On the top right corner of your screen, you'll notice your profile icon. Here, you can view the number of credits remaining in your account, as well as the type of membership you're currently using. Displayed on the dashboard are several demo videos that we've previously created using Veo 3, and they showcase just how versatile and creative the tool can be. For example, in one video I created, there's a scene transition that makes it look like one person is speaking before seamlessly switching to another character, a great feature for storytelling and product testimonials. Now let's move ahead and start our own project. Click on the New Project button. For product videos, Veo gives you two different creation modes, text to video and frames to video. If you already have product images ready, which is usually the case for e-commerce or brand videos, then you'll want to select the frames to video option. Next, click on the plus icon located at the bottom left of the screen. This will allow you to upload your product image. Since every product video starts with an image of the item you're promoting, this step is essential. I'm going to go ahead and upload an image of one of my cosmetic products, specifically a lipstick. Once the image is selected, I'll click on Save and Crop to ensure it fits properly into the frame. After that, your uploaded image will appear at the bottom as the first visual frame of your video sequence. You also have the option to add a final frame by clicking on the plus icon again and uploading another image. However, in this particular case, I don't need an ending frame, so I'll skip that part and continue to the next step. Now it's time to enter the prompt that will guide Veo in generating your video. This is where you describe the type of visuals and scenes you want Veo to create. You can type in a descriptive sentence or two about how you want your product to appear. Include details like lighting, setting, camera angles, mood, and any specific motion. Once your prompt is ready, you'll proceed to generate the video. Now I'm going to head over to the top right corner of the screen and click on the Settings option. This is where you'll be able to customize the output preferences for your video generation. Specifically, you can select how many output variations you want Veo to generate, as well as choose which model you want to use for the rendering process. At the moment, there are two available versions of the Veo 3 model, Veo 3 Fast and Veo 3 Quality. Each has its own advantages depending on what you're aiming to create. Veo 3 Fast is the more lightweight option, designed for quicker results with lower credit usage. It typically consumes around 10 credits per generation. On the other hand, Veo 3 Quality is a more advanced and high-fidelity model, which takes longer to process but delivers richer and more cinematic results. However, it does use significantly more credits, around 100 per generation, so it's important to be strategic about when you use it. A great approach is to first experiment with your ideas using Veo 3 Fast. You can test and refine your prompt using this quicker version to get a feel for the visuals and scene direction. Once you're happy with the outcome and confident in your prompt, you can then switch to Veo 3 quality to regenerate the same scene with much better visual richness and production-level clarity. This method helps conserve credits while still producing high-quality outputs. Now, let's move on to one of the most important parts of the process: creating your prompt. A strong, detailed prompt is essential to getting the best possible results from the AI. There are several important elements you should include to guide the generation effectively. Let's start with the subject. For instance, in my example, I'm going to describe a beautiful woman or a professional model holding a lipstick in her hand. To add more detail and context to the scene, I'll specify that the model is in the process of applying the lipstick to her lips. I also want to ensure that there is no camera movement, as I prefer a still, focused visual for this clip. In terms of scene setup and lighting, I want the video to look clean and professional. So I'll describe the environment as a brightly lit studio, something very standard and neutral that highlights the product without distractions. This kind of environment helps keep the focus entirely on the subject and product. Once all of these elements are thought through, I'll go ahead and type my prompt into the input box, making sure it includes all the necessary visual cues. Now that my prompt is ready, I'm going to proceed with the generation using Veo 3. Initially, the system mistakenly used Veo 2, so I'm going to repeat the entire process again, this time making sure to explicitly select Veo 3 quality from the model drop-down to ensure I get the best possible version of my video. To do this, I'll simply copy the same prompt I used earlier, paste it into the prompt field again, and then make sure that Veo 3 quality is selected as the generation model. After that, I'll go ahead and click on the Generate button to begin the process. When adjusting the number of outputs, it's important to note that this doesn't always directly increase the number of credits used, but it can depending on the model you're working with. For example, certain models like Veo 3 quality may require additional credits for each output, while others like Veo 3 Fast may allow multiple outputs with minimal credit increase. So it's always good to double-check the estimated credit usage before generating. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the second model option, and as you'll notice, the platform will show the exact number of credits that will be consumed based on your current settings. This is very useful because it gives you full transparency into how many credits your generation will cost. At this point, we're going to wait just a few seconds while the system processes the request. Meanwhile, I'm going to simultaneously initiate another video generation using the same prompt, but through a different version of the model. So, both versions, Veo 3 quality and Veo 2, are running at the same time. This side-by-side comparison will help demonstrate the visual differences and capabilities of each model. Now that both videos have finished processing, let's take a look at the results. Here is the output from Veo 3, and as you can see, it looks incredibly hyper-realistic. The detailing in this video is impressive. The lighting, color balance, and clarity are all on point. The product appears exactly as it does in the original image, with a cinematic touch that makes the video look polished and professional. Now let's take a look at the video that was generated using Veo 2. Right away, you'll notice the transition. It starts by switching from the static image to the animated clip. In this version, the model is seen applying the product, which is good, but there are some noticeable limitations. One major difference is that the lipstick tube is not fully visible in the Veo 2 version. This can be a drawback, especially if your goal is to showcase the product in detail for marketing or e-commerce purposes. When building product videos, every element matters. So having the full product clearly displayed is often essential for communicating value to the customer. That said, both videos have their uses depending on your goals. But if you're aiming for high-quality promotional material that looks refined and professional, Veo 3 quality clearly has the edge. Now, to take this a step further and enhance the results even more, we can tweak the prompt and make it more efficient. I'm going to use the same product image again, but this time I'll show you how to improve your prompt by adding specific visual cues, emotions, or actions that can help guide the AI to deliver even better results. By carefully refining the prompt with more vivid descriptions, such as including motion details, desired camera angles, background style, or lighting mood. You can dramatically enhance the realism and storytelling of your final video. In this part of the process, I want to instruct the AI tool to generate the video in a portrait format, which is ideal for platforms like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. So, I'm going to customize my prompt accordingly. The scene begins with a model. I'm intentionally using the word model instead of woman to maintain a professional and flexible tone. The model should have a beautiful, clear face and be shown holding a lipstick product. As part of the action, she should be applying the lipstick to her lips while smiling and saying something positive about the product, like, "This lipstick is amazing." This adds an element of realism and relatability to the scene. Additionally, I want to emphasize that the background setting should resemble a modern, well-lit room, something warm and appealing, as if filmed in a real home environment or studio-like setting. The overall video layout should be portrait-oriented, meaning the dimensions should match a vertical phone screen. Now, you can manually define the specific aspect ratio in your prompt, such as 9:16, but in this case, I'm just specifying portrait ratio, which the AI will interpret correctly for most use cases. Next, I'm going to make sure I use Veo 3 for this generation. The reason for selecting Veo 3 is because I want audio to be included in the final output. If your product videos don't require any sound or dialogue, you could opt to use Veo 2 instead, which still delivers impressive visuals, but without audio capabilities. For this video, though, I want the model to speak, so Veo 3 is the right choice. After setting all this up, we'll go ahead and start the generation process. And as always, this may take a little bit of time depending on the length and complexity of the prompt. Now that the video is finished processing, let's take a look at the result. And here it is. This is the newly created video, and I have to say it turned out beautifully, adding an extra layer of polish and professionalism. Honestly, this is the type of video you could plug right into a paid ad campaign or use as part of a branded content piece. It looks polished, engaging, and incredibly authentic, exactly what performs well in today's fast-paced, visual-first digital landscape. Now let me show you another example from a previous session. A while back, I had a photo shoot done for some of my products, and I ended up with a collection of high-quality still images. One of the great things about Veo 3 is that it lets you breathe life into still shots. For example, in this particular video, I used a static image of a model, and the AI generated a short clip where the model is shown walking around naturally, turning a flat image into a dynamic video with movement and flow. This is a game changer when it comes to social media content, because we all know that videos perform significantly better than images. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok actually prioritize video content in their algorithms, so using short-form videos like these can help your posts reach a much wider audience. So whether you're using product shots from a photo shoot or simple product images from your website, you can easily transform them into engaging video content using Veo 3. If you found this tutorial helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions related to this video, to AI video tools, or to social media content creation in general, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. I always try to respond as quickly as possible and help out wherever I can. This channel is all about helping you navigate digital platforms with ease. So if there's anything else you'd like to learn, any feature you want to explore, or any improvement you'd like to suggest for future videos, please let me know in the comments. Your feedback helps me make these videos even more helpful. So that wraps up today's tutorial, and I'll see you all in the next video.